I got these new Prima Marketing products and I wanted to review them for you. Just because you know how much I like the Prima Marketing products in general, well, most of them. And I have to say, this is not a paid or sponsored video in any way. I purchased these. So why I'm doing them together is because I think that they would complement each other, and I can show you at the same time how to work the mold and how to embellish, how to use the waxes to embellish. Now, number one, let's take the mold. You can see that compared to the older IOD molds, it's much smaller. And I am glad that even with the pretty bad experience I've had with the Prima Marketing people, at least they listened to the fact that their products might be used for more than home decorations, and people might want to have molds that are smaller, you know, that plaster or furniture decoration size. And I can tell you that I'm pretty happy with these. What I would have loved though, you see some of these have like spots for cabochons. I would have really loved if there was some type of mold where, number one, more area for the cabochon would have been there, and number two, if there would have been actually a cutout, because this way you kind of need to go with whatever the clay you have there and embellish it. But if there would have been a cutout, you know, with the way this one is, then you would have had a place to actually position a cabochon in there. Now, when it comes to the new waxes, one thing I can tell you, they are almost double the price than the old waxes they had and the ArtAlchemy white waxes. They are in the line redesign. And yeah, they are almost double the price, but as you can see, I think that it's more than triple the quantity. Now, to be very honest, considering how long one of these waxes last, I would have preferred to have them cheaper and in smaller boxes, smaller containers, because that way you'd be able to get the whole range of colors faster. While when it's a different thing when one of these is $6 and one of these is $12 and over. Anyway, you can find these at Polyclay Play, and the thing that I can tell you, what it seems to me, and it's my honest opinion, you know, I'm not trying to diminish anybody or anything, but it seems to me that Prima Marketing is representing some product for a while, and after that they come up with their own version of that specific product, which I don't know. And the thing is that it doesn't always work that good. I mean, yeah, the mold is fine. I'm not even sure if it's theirs or if it's still an IOD mold, but when it comes to the waxes, they tried to make them like the ArtAlchemy ones, including making them have a nice smell. But where the ArtAlchemy ones have this very hardly definable fragrance, I mean, you cannot really tell what they smell like. They just smell very pleasant and very subtle. The redesign waxes have a very strong smell of artificial essential oils. I don't know how to describe it otherwise. But even if they do have a fragrance, it's far from the pleasantness of the fragrance of the ArtAlchemy ones. The other thing is, even if I am super excited about, I was only able to purchase these 4. But even if I'm super excited about the shiny star, and why I'm so super excited about it is because it is finally a shiny silver compared to the old silver in the ArtAlchemy, where yeah, the silver is beautiful and it's the best that I have tried until I tried this. But you can see there's a difference. This is indeed old silver and this is more of a bright silver. Nevertheless, there's one thing that's missing. This is very aluminum like type of silver. A real silver has a very faint hint of goldish. Excuse me. When you look at it, it doesn't have that shiny aluminum type, while the old silver of the ArtAlchemy has it. The new redesign wax doesn't. It's very silver. It has no trace of goldish. Another thing, and why I brought these other ones here, is because I'm going to want to make a comparison between them. Excuse me. What I can tell you is that the redesign takes much longer to harden. It is better to apply it before baking the clay. Otherwise, if you apply it after you bake the clay, even if you wait for 24 hours for it to harden, it will still partially come off when you buff it. While if you apply it before baking, it will still come off a little bit, but most of it will stay there and it shines beautifully. And we'll make some experiments and some comparisons for you to be able to see. Number two, the quality is inconsistent between colors, and I have shown you the silver. Let's open this gold. This is the only one I mean of what I bought that I couldn't find an equivalent in the ArtAlchemy waxes. See how the gold is a little, you can see that it was much softer. The iridescent blue, that is actually called blue ice, it is the equivalent of the turquoise satin in the Opal Magic of ArtAlchemy. This one is hard too, the same as this one, but when I got to the gravity, that is similar to the mystic turquoise in the ArtAlchemy. There we had the problem. It's even softer than the gold. I had to actually scrape it because it was all over the lid. So that doesn't really happen. There are a few of the colors of the ArtAlchemy that are softer, but not this soft. And we are going to try them all and see how that works and how they look. And see, for example, this one has a fragrance that almost overpowers. It almost made me choke when I opened the container, which doesn't happen. I mean, in some colors, yeah, for now of what I have, I would only buy this one. If I could, I would just return these, but the silver is absolutely fabulous. And you know that when I'm making reviews, I'm making reviews for what the things are, not on this one. On the blue eyes, to be very honest, it's quite similar to the mystic turquoise. It does have, I mean, I took the mystic turquoise as the closest because you have in the Opal Magic, you have the mystic turquoise and the blue velvet, and the blue ice of the redesign is kind of like a combination of these two. I would buy the iridescent. Why? Because of the value, because it's more quantity for your money. But some of them I wouldn't. Of course, I will try them all so I can see what I can recommend you and what not. But it's going to take some time for me to be able to purchase all of them. So let's go ahead and try both the mold and the waxes. Here we are, and they are all nice and baked, so I'm going to try and do the buffing before applying any on the baked clay. Let's see what we get. You can already see the difference between the redesign silver and the ArtAlchemy silver. Let me get the light a little bit brighter so we can see better. Okay, so get a warmer tone. This would be pretty much in daylight. Now let's see how it looks when buffed. On this one, I don't know, I still think that the ArtAlchemy looks better, but I guess we'll see after it gets buffed. And I have kind of the same feeling about the iridescent. Now the gold looks pretty nice, the diamond dust. So let me buff them and we'll see how they look. I did not buff the last redesign silver because I want to show you something, but comparing the, so this is gravity, this is gravity, this is mystic turquoise. My feeling is, and let me get this even closer so you can see better. My feeling is that, as I said, they are not really consistent between colors as quality. The redesign seems to have, the particles seem to be larger in some colors, while with the ArtAlchemy it's all consistent, and it definitely has more iridescence than the redesign. So this is the Mystic Turquoise, this is the Gravity of redesign. I'm not sure if you can, let me try and get even closer than this so you can see the particles that I'm talking about. Okay, so the redesign, you pretty much can see with the naked eye the particles in it. I don't know if they are using mica or what they are using, while with the ArtAlchemy they are way finer and the iridescence is stronger. Now let's check the other ones, and as I said, I will show you the silver last. So this would be the Blue Ice. Again, the left is the ArtAlchemy, the left is the Prima redesign, the right is the ArtAlchemy. Let me try and change the light a little bit. So you can see better the iridescence. But not only is not the redesign is not as shiny as the ArtAlchemy, but also it's not as iridescent as the ArtAlchemy. Let me put them in the same angle so they can shine the same. See how this one is way shinier than this one. What is really very nice, even if the particles again are a little bit big. So this was not the diamond dust. This is the diamond dust. The gold looks very nice, and this was on antique gold Primo, so I would presume that on an 18 karat gold it would look even better, and it shines up very nicely. Only that again, and this is valid for some colors, again there is no consistency between the colors. The gold doesn't seem to come off. While let me show you what happens with the silver. First of all, this is the ArtAlchemy. There is a faint trace on my thumb, and once you apply it one more time on the baked clay and you let it harden, it does not come off anymore. Now let's see what happens with the redesign. There's quite a bit of it that comes off. So this is the redesign. Again, look at my thumb. See how much comes off. So you definitely, I mean, yeah, you can buff it, it will not harden. As I said, you can leave it forever and it will not harden enough to not come off anymore. So the best thing is to buff it some, because it's good enough that there's plenty of it left to still look silverish, and then varnish it, seal it. I don't know, I'll have to make some tests with Renaissance wax and PYM2 and everything, but compared to the ArtAlchemy, you can see that the silver is brighter and way more like 925 silver compared to the antique silver. They both have the metal look, but the redesign Prima, and the color is named Shiny Star, is way more silverish. So this would be the review on the waxes. As for the mold, once again, you have seen part of it, but I can tell you that I have repeatedly put clay in the same molds, and it didn't stick a single time. I didn't use any Armor Roll, I didn't use any release, anything. The thing is that the molds are fairly deep, so if you have weak hands like me, you'll have to use something like this to kind of cram it inside, because otherwise you will not get the finest details that are right in the corners here. I had, until I got the trick, I had to do it repeatedly because my fingers were not strong enough to push it in. But overall, it is a beautiful mold, and I think I'm going to make a tutorial or two with it and make some pieces with it, because it is gorgeous, and I love the little cherubs, and I think I can find a way to replace these things with the 4-gem cabochons in order to make, and there are quite a few that have room for cabochons, and as I said, I would have preferred if they were hollow like these ones, where you can insert here all kinds of things, but I am sure that on the round ones I can find some cutters that would fit. And as I said, the molds themselves are really cute, and they have a whole bunch of cherubs and stuff. Cherubs. Let me. And they are quite adorable. And see, it's very, very, very detailed. So definitely I am going to try, as I said, the other colors of the redesign line, and I know that there are quite a few of other molds in the redesign series, so I'm going to try and get at least one more so I can present it to you. But yeah, this is the review of the new Prima Marketing line, the redesign line. In my opinion, out of these four, the only one that's worth buying is the Shiny Star. The Gravity, definitely the Mystic Turquoise looks better. As for the Blue Eyes, personally I think that both the Blue Velvet and the Turquoise Satin look better, and you can get two different iridescences for the same amount of money, so I wouldn't get it. The Diamond Dust, yes, it's a good color. So we have a very nice silver and a very nice gold, and I will keep trying them and let you know. Thank you, and I hope you'll enjoy playing with them. Happy playing.